Hello and welcome again to another episode of Battle Ready. Today, we thought we'd talk about the Battlescroll, which was announced a couple weeks ago now.
Announced.
And the idea is, this is the third Battlescroll.
Three.
And
One, two, three.
Very good. And the first one gave us new war scrolls for Nagash, Archaon, and Kragnos, I think.
Wait, it's a battle war scroll. It's
Exactly.
a battle war scroll.
The next one, and I liked that one. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
The next one gave us the hunt, where certain armies could give extra points if they...
Useless.
Yeah, we talked about it before, but basically the idea is, you know, if your army's already hurting, giving extra points to you
For killing thingies.
isn't great because it's going to be hard to get those points.
And then you're going to spend time trying to get those points, and then you're not going to get objective points, and it's just...
Yeah, plus rather than fix the problems, the idea was, oh, well, we'll just give people bonus points and then maybe they'll win more. And, But this most recent Battle Scroll sort of went back to the first version, where they actually went in and made changes to abilities and war scrolls and those sorts of things. Super good. Love to see it. So, you know, this has been covered on a lot of other channels, and you can go to Games Workshop website and download the full text for free. So we won't go into everything, but there are three things that I think we want to talk about that sort of impact us. The first, and I say sort of because the first one doesn't really impact us, is they made some Stormcast changes.
How does that not really impact us?
Because we don't use the units that got changed.
Ah.
So the first one was they took dragons and they nerfed them a little bit. So
Totally fair.
So dragons have good saves.
Yes.
They've got good attacks.
Yes.
They can fly.
Yes.
They've got
Good movement.
They got a good everything basically. But they also had once per game they could move in the hero phase. So in the hero phase, you move them up 12 or 14, right? Then in the movement phase, you move them another 12 or 14.
Charge.
And all of a sudden, they're in, you know, first turn, they're in your lines. You got dragons breathing on you.
Well, I guess that's sort of the Iron Jaws ability, but a lot faster.
Yeah. So what they did was they took that in this battle scroll, and they said, all right, dragons.
Slow it down.
Slow it down. So they took it from a once per game move in the hero phase to a once per game reroll charge. Mm-hmm. Still good.
Yeah.
But a little bit more okay.
Yeah.
And they also did a thing where you used to be able to shoot in the hero phase. Well, you still can't shoot in the hero phase, but it used to be you picked any unit. Now you have to pick a non-reinforced unit. Mm-hmm. So you can't bring in like a mega unit and have it shoot twice, once in the hero phase and then once in the shooting phase.
That helps the Lumineth problem of 1,000,000 bullets.
Oh, no, that's just for Stormcast. Yeah. But now you don't have Stormcast being all shootcast, right?
Shootcast Eternos.
Exactly. So that one's pretty cool. We have that army, and I think those changes seem to make sense, but they don't affect us. Yeah. So let's do the one that affects us in a minor way. So, and I say in a minor way, mostly because we forget this rule all the time. This is Seraphon.
Oh, no.
And you know, Coalesced Seraphon says that they get, you reduce damage that gets dealt to them, right? Down to 1.
Yeah.
So if it's 3 damage goes down to 2, 2 damage goes down to 1, 1 damage stays at 1.
Yeah. That goes to 0.
Scaly skin. And we forget that rule a lot. Actually, usually we forget it when I'm playing Seraphon. And Drake forgets it all for me.
Too.
But
wait, I forgets too?
They changed it. Now, Scaly Skin is only going to apply to Saurus, Kroxigor, and monsters.
That's still our whole army.
That's still a lot, right? So it's a light touch, but it doesn't include Skinks.
Yeah, stinks.
It doesn't include Slan, like Lord Croak.
Yeah.
So it does, like in our army, we have a Skink Star Priest that gives out buffs. He's not going to benefit anymore, right? So it's a light touch, but it's interesting to see how that goes. And then the most major one is the one for Gloomspite.
Yay!
So for Gloomspite, they changed what the Grots do. We don't play Grots much. And they changed what the Trolls do. So, and when the Trolls were in the Light of the Bad Moon, what did it used to be?
They got +1 to healing rolls.
+1 to their healing rolls. That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
But it really only benefits them
for
on your hero phase. So when it's not your hero phase, it's not doing anything for them,
And
right?
they only have one battle thingy.
But now what it does is it doesn't do the health thing anymore, so they still just have their normal 4s.
Yeah.
But what it does do is it gives them a +1 save. So they will be harder to kill. So that, and you can still throw.
Already have 3 health, 3 up save. Oh, they have 2 up.
No, they have 5 up.
Oh yeah. No, they have a 4 up. They're harder to murder.
Yep. Or you can think of it as a 5 up still, but ignoring 1 rend.
Yeah.
And you can still throw on them all-out defense if you want, right? So that's good. That's going to make your trolls way tougher. And wherever your Loon Shrine is, anything within 12, I think holy, but anything within 12 counts as being in the light of the bad moon.
Yeah, but that's not that good because it has to be in the shrine has to be in your territory, which is always farther back.
For sure.
So it doesn't help over here.
But that first turn, as your trolls move forward, it'll be okay. And then hopefully in the second, third, fourth turns, the bad moon's actually on the board. So, right?
Roll
Hopefully.
6 and then 6.
Yeah, that would be bad. But you know what else happens in the light of the bad moon?
Yeah.
Your wizards get bonuses to cast.
Scraggy.
What if you put your wizards next to your Loon Shrine?
Scraggy.
And now they're always in the light of the bad moon, right?
Wait, I only have 1. Scraggy.
Right. But your wizard, Scragrot, or if you have more wizards, right? But they'd always be in the light of the bad moon.
Scraggy.
So that's pretty cool, right? Mm-hmm. But I think the question we have is, you know who didn't get any updates?
Squigs.
Ogres. Or Sons of Behemoth.
Oh, so that either means sons and ogres get a battle tome.
Right. We know there's 2 battle tomes
I'm
for
nervous.
destruction. So what does that mean? Does that mean
Gloomspite won't get it?
that Gloomspite's not getting it? Or
I'll
does
be
it
sad.
mean
I will cry tears.
cry? But you know what else happens?
Mm-hmm.
The
It could be Gloomspite gets an update in new faction.
the new White Dwarf came out.
Did it knock out sons or ogres?
Well, Suns already got one. They were actually the very first faction to get a Tome Celestial.
That might mean that Sons is not getting a battle tome. Because if you're on the White Dwarf list, you're probably not getting one.
And the White Dwarf that's coming out, no
Ogres.
Tome Celestial.
Wait.
Which I think, if you read the tea leaves a little bit, it's all guesses, right?
Tea leaves.
But I think, hey, Order and Chaos are coming out. We know it's going to be Lumineth and Tzeentch, right? And neither one got a Tome Celestial. And there's only 2 factions now that haven't gotten a Tome Celestial. Ogres and Gits. So are those going to be the 2 destruction? You know, if the White Dwarf had come out with a Gloomspite Gits Tome Celestial, I'd have been like, all right, that's it. It's going to be Sons and Ogres. But I don't know. What do you think?
It's either going to be Gloomspite and a new faction or Gloomspite and ogres.
I think Ogres are pretty likely just because there's been no Tome Celestial.
Yeah.
Their book is pretty old.
Well, same with Gloomspite.
Gloomspite's old too, but there's just been nothing. I mean, no Battlescroll update, nothing.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
And so it's like, I think probably Ogres. I would bet on Ogres. So for me, the question is Sons or Gits.
I'm going to say Gits, because Gits
I think Gits is better. I
Yeah.
would rather it be Gits. But is it going to be Gits? Because they just got that battle scroll.
Yeah, but
Sons has the Tome Celestial.
Tome Celestial, I think, is worth more.
But they were the first Tome Celestial.
If they were the latest, I'd be more confident.
But then the Gits didn't get one in the new White Dwarf.
No.
Because maybe that means they're getting the new battle tome. I don't know. You sort of go back and forth. I'm hoping Gits.
Stress!
I'm hoping Gits because we have Gits and we want it to, we want to have the new rules and hopefully a battle trait that actually, impacts the board,
And maybe...
especially on the first turn.
And maybe the Squig herd goes down in points?
Yeah, that would be nice. Squig herd's pretty. I mean, it's okay,
It's pretty
but it
bad.
should be like
30 points.
half the points. It's 160 now, I think.
Yeah.
If it was down to 80, it would be worth talking about. It'd be worth thinking about.
Because it's more than a rock gut unit.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
They just said
because you get so many bodies,
just put a million points
and
on them.
it's a lot of wounds, but their bravery is so low that when you kill 3 of them,
There's 5 of them.
then you're losing so many more. Yeah, exactly. So really, it's not 12 wounds.
It's
It's really
5.
like 4 or 5 wounds. Yeah,
So they're useless
but
in health.
I'm hoping Gits and Ogres. That's my prediction. Gits and Ogres. What do you
Same.
think?
It's Gits and Ogres or Gits and New.
Which one do you think?
Gits and Ogres as well.
Gits and Ogres.
They
All right.
could do something new.
Oh yeah,
I
they
don't
could
think
do
they
something
will.
new. They could do Suns and one of the other 2. They could do, who knows, right?
I'll be really sad if they do
Maybe it's
Suns.
2 new destruction factions.
They would.
Yeah, you never know. But it is interesting. But if you haven't checked out the battle scroll yet, unlike the last one, which they called the Hunt, which frankly we never used it. It just wasn't worth
Using.
It wasn't worth the additional complications and list building and I mean, maybe it was great for tournament play, but for us at the table in
All
the
of
garage,
it was more rules to forget.
yeah, so not good. But this one is pretty good.
actually-
Now, does it solve every problem?
No.
It doesn't touch Lumineth, although Lumineth have Battletome coming out. Didn't touch Marathi and the Bow Snakes, although their Battletome is new, so maybe they're waiting to see sort of what those changes look like. So it's not, it didn't touch everything that might be considered a problem right now.
Yeah.
But everything it did, I thought was good. I don't think there was anything in there where it was like, oh gosh, why did you make that one harder? Or why did you make that one easier? Oh, I forgot. Actually, there's one more change that affects us. Sort of. Cruel Boys, the Grin Blades have an ability that says they, in the first battle round, they're not in line of sight if they're farther than 12 inches away, so they can't be shot in the first battle round. They changed it.
That's the dirty trick.
No, it's the Grin and Blades ability. There's a dirty trick I think that does something similar.
Yeah, it's covered in mud.
Yeah, but this is the Grin and Blades ability, and they changed the Grin and Blades ability
To better for
all
worse.
game long, not just the first battle round. So
You can't shoot them unless you get close.
You can't
If
shoot
you get
them.
close, they're gonna stab you.
exactly. So if you have a shooting army, if
Like
you're out there with your
Caradron.
Caradron or whatever,
The Lumineth.
your Caradron are gonna have to come in close.
Lumineth.
Well, they might not need line of sight, so might not matter for them. But yeah, so if you haven't seen it, check out the battle scroll. It's pretty cool.
I mean, it might matter because you can't shoot them unless you're.
I think they're not out of sight. I don't in line of sight. I don't think it's you can't shoot them. But
something needs to be able to
check it
combat
out.
this Lumineth.
All the updates are good. If it affects your army,
Good
you
for
can
you.
write in there. It's really good. If it doesn't affect your army, at least you'll know it if it affects your friends, right? So that you can be like, hey. Those skinks don't get that ability anymore. But any final thoughts? All right. Well, this has been an episode of Battle Ready, and thanks so much for watching.